So we've did quite a few videos about making. I think it's time for an adventure. But before we go on that adventure, I want to show you this cool new tool that I found on Amazon. Alright, so I've been seeing this product show up on my Amazon, not really Amazon, it's like an Amazon ad that you see if you're getting on Facebook or something, so I figure I'd give it a try. It's not the exact one. I went on Amazon and found a cheap version of this same tool. This one's called the Rex Betty. It's a rivet nut tool. So we're going to use that to put on the rear license plate holder. You take what screw, in our case it's this 1/4 thread. I know it's a 1/4 because this kit came with a bunch of these rivets that are also nuts that you drill a hole in whatever you're trying to put a rivet in, or put a nut in, and you use this tool to cinch it on. And I just took a couple of those and I could thread it on, and it threads in nicely. I'm going to drill a hole in the side of the truck and mount this in, and we'll see if that works. And this is steel. I'm going to paint the inside of the hole before I put this into it, so I don't get that galvanic corrosion. An unfortunate lesson learned, but do not spray lacquer into a plastic cup, because this will happen. The whole bottom came out. Alright, so use this at your own risk. It worked good for me. I'm not going to use this to bolt extra, like a fuel tank on the truck or something like that. This is not that strong. It can't be. It's a rivet, but it's a nut. You really want something more solid than like sheet metal to bolt a fuel tank to. It works good for license plate holders. It works good for lights. I actually used it to mount our overhead lights. So it's good for bolting things on quick, but don't use it in a critical application. It might fall off going down the highway.
Now that our 12 volt is wired, we're going to use some of the wires we put up to hook up our outside lights so that we can see once we get to the campsite, and our heater so that we don't freeze at night. We're going to hook those up to our fuse box. We're using these electrical connectors, and there's a graph on the back, or a chart on the back, that tells you what kind or what gauge of wire is used with what color connectors. So you can either find this on the back of your connector box or anywhere online probably. I'm pretty sure it's standard. Now, this fuse box is really cool because it will tell you if there's a fuse blown. And we actually figured out that our lights weren't working based on the fact that it didn't indicate that there was a blown fuse, which means the circuit wasn't complete. And sure enough, the lights weren't working outside.
So last that we left you, our outside lights didn't work. We were trying to troubleshoot that. We got to figure it out. We weren't connected to the right ground, so we weren't completing the loop in the system. We found the right ground and connected it. And then we were going to run everything from where our sub panel box is. We've moved the power supply. The reason we moved it was putting out really clean voltage. It was putting out some, it was like 12.1. So it's really accurate towards 12 volts. But by the time it got at the end of our system, because we used such a small diameter wire and it was so long of a run, it wasn't enough voltage to run the heater. It's pretty much hooked up exactly the same, except for we've got the lights tied in now. And so when it gets late again, we'll tie you back in the lights. But we're out here at Willow Creek Campground.
And it is a beautiful, crisp, mid-September Alaskan day. We wanted to do a couple test trips on the truck before we hit the road so that we knew what to expect.
So how'd you enjoy the trip?
It was good. It's a bit cold. It's mid-September, so I didn't expect much different, but it was a little chilly. A definite reminder that insulation's important. We don't have insulation yet.
Yeah, we only have like just the wall thickness, which is about 1/16 of an inch.
Aluminum.
Yeah, aluminum, so like a big heat sink. When the sun comes out, it gets warm, but during the night, the little heater can't keep up. There's no insulation in it. We didn't have our batteries. We're plugged in. We also forgot to get an adapter, so we're plugged into my parents' rig. Alright, so I think that's it. We're gonna head back south down to Anchorage from Willow, Alaska. It's about an hour and a half drive. Probably about closer to 2 hours in the truck. We're only doing like 55, 60. But it's a nice drive.
We should stop for some ice cream on the way back.
Oh yeah, Willow has really good ice cream.
The best ice cream.
They have an ice cream fountain. Oh, an ice cream fountain. Sitting on a milk crate.
Okay. It's going.
Oh. This is good ice cream. If you ever get a chance to come to Willow.
Let's speak up.
If you ever get a chance to come to Willow, Alaska, get this ice cream. Technically it's Houston, but it's pretty close.
Alright, so we're gonna sign off here. Got a couple more miles back to Anchorage, like an hour. And we'll see you guys next week. Remember, if you like what you see, to like it. If you don't, dislike it. Just let us know down in the comments what we can improve. And if you like seeing us make stuff and go on adventures, subscribe. And we're trying to upload every Thursday.